This is Lee Haley. I'm with One Bad Pig, and you're listening to Rock and Metal Faith for the oink of it.
So I one way the Promised Land had to make the list somewhere, so I had to start pulling songs off of the list to make room for other ones. So I kind of rearranged my list once or twice. Anyways, at number 6 is a song called Another World. This comes off of Enter the Gate. It has a good heavy riff to it. The riff actually, if you cranked up it's got a distortion in the gain cranked up quite high already, but it's good heavy riff. Sounds like something Metallica would play, really.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And at first I thought, well, it was okay. It wasn't my favorite, but then you get to the end of the song and it's got this heavy breakdown to end the song, and he just rattles off Narnia titles, and it's great. But what made this song for me was this breakdown at the end of the song. Otherwise, I was going to pick out another one from there. And yeah, I think you brought up the vocals. Like, if Christian on vocals, man, is incredible, and he's got a great, powerful metal voice. And when he wants to slow it down and sing the slower songs, he can do that too. Maybe not as high range as some of the other vocalists out there, but
okay. If our fans out there want to learn how to belt, listen to this guy. He can.
There you go.
Wow, like he really comes from your gut, right? It's not from your throat; it's from your gut.
On this edition of the Rock and Metal Faith podcast, we're going to go through the wardrobe, try and find the lamppost, and travel into the land of Narnia. And let me tell you something. If Castle Paravel, or what was that castle's name? If they had, what is it? Paravel. And if they had a house band, it would probably be the band Narnia. That's actually who we're talking about, is the Swedish band Narnia today on Rock and Metal Faith.
With electric guitars, the heavens shake through every riff, our souls awake. This is rock and metal faith. The thunder roars, his name is praised. Through light and dark, his love will fade. Forever loud, rock and metal faith.
Okay, there we go. All right. This is the Rock and Metal Faith podcast, where it's all about the Christian hard rock and heavy metal. We got it all, from the classics to the up-and-comers, right here. I'm your host, Arin Hancock, joined as always by not always, but joined usually by my co-host, Chris Plemanin. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, my friend?
I am doing good. Just trying.
Are you staying out of trouble?
Well, usually.
Yeah, the best we can only do, right? So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got a few comments here too, if I can find it.
Uh-oh. Should I brace myself?
No, they're good comments. We're not going to worry about all the comments. A lot of comments we've been getting are just general, talking about the episode. Oh, I remember when I saw White Cross. I remember when I saw this band or that band. And we don't have time to run through all of those comments. We do appreciate those comments. They're, like I said before, they're usually coming through on YouTube, because YouTube is probably the easiest way to leave a comment. You can leave a comment if you're listening on Spotify.
Yeah.
And if you're on Apple, I think you can leave a review and leave comments that way. And if you want to leave a comment because you're listening somewhere else, you can always email us. Our email is in the show notes, usually near the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, talking about all the social medias, we're on all the medias. We're on TikTok, Facebook. If you haven't yet joined up with our Facebook group, you can go ahead and do so. Find out what's coming up. We can try and do interaction. And with this being a Narnia episode, maybe we'll ask people what their favorite song from Narnia is. Also,
or if this is the first time they've heard of them.
or that too, yes. I know Narnia might be new for a lot of people, and we'll get into that as we get into the episode. Well, we said we weren't going to get into too many comments about general comments. We did have one comment talking about Scott Wenzel episode. He just discovered White Cross and liking their music. He says he attends a non-denominational church that frowns on the Christian rock and metal, but he also likes the old hymns. Well, we like the Christian rock and metal here.
We like it here. We will do, I think, an episode about that, the whole frowning and what people's problems with it. And
yeah, we've talked a little bit about that over the course, and we've done, the history. And Mark Hill on our Saint episode said Saint was originally from Salem, Oregon. Their debut release was 83, 84, around there. And they were from Salem until about 88 that he knew. I'm not sure if I mentioned that or if I knew that. So thanks for that. And Jay Allen there, who comments quite often, thanks for listening, Jay, did comment on our last one about Holy Soldier. He's saying, I'm pretty sure the last train was released before Promise Man. Yes, you're right about that, Jay. It was. I go back into the transcript of the episode, find out what I actually said. And you may have been a little confused. Maybe it wasn't clear the way I said it. We were talking about the way that appeared on Promise Man was with the band between the albums, between the debut albums and Last Train. When Stephen Patrick left the band temporarily, this other fellow stepped in. So he was with the band before Promise Man and before the Last Train, but then they bring Stephen Patrick back in to do Last Train.
was he helping out, or was he just hanging around?
Sort of, yes, because in the mid-tour for the debut record, Stephen Patrick leaves the band. They need to finish the tour. They bring this other fellow in, and they get Stephen back for the band for doing the Last Train record. And then after Last Train, he's done. They bring the other fellow back in, and they come up with Promise Man. So that's how that all went down. All right. And I think that's about it. Or news. I guess we should jump into news for a little bit. And, well, speaking of White Cross, I guess Rex Carroll has done a collaboration with Ken Templin.
Have you seen it?
Yes. Actually, I don't know if I've heard the whole thing, but I did hear a fair amount of the song, and I'm liking it. It's good, yes.
It is awesome. I listened to it a couple times. Like, wow. Good job, Ken and Rex. Awesome.
I wonder if there's more to come or if that's just a one-off song.
That's right. That'd be a good question to ask Rex when I talk to him. Yeah.
And also in the news, since you and I haven't been talking on air about this, and by the time this episode releases, it'll probably be a month out already. Your thoughts on the new Petra album?
Wow. I like it. I like it a lot. All the songs are well written, of course, with Bob Hartman in there and John singing. Wow. To me, it feels like it's a natural progression where they're going. I was expected to be a little faster, but it's okay.
Yeah, someone commented it's definitely not Jekyll and Hyde.
No.
I like the way this turns out. I mean, Filthy Lucre is a great hard rock song.
Oh, that's a good song.
But, I'm kind of liking all the ones on there. It's just that one song. I think it's the second last song on the record. I have to look at those track lists and I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
But it's about the only. That's about the only one I don't really like. It's the one thinking about look.
Was it No, not Promise Man.
You mean Miracle Maker? No, not that one.
Miracle Maker. I think it's song.
That one I like. Yeah, I like them pretty much all. And even Oxygen took me a little while to get into it because it was a different feel. It was reggae. Mm-hmm. But after a few listens, I'm kind of liking that one too.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Did you like Deliver Us?
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites actually.
Mhm.
Probably because I heard that, as soon as it was released before the record was out.
Yeah.
You hear a song a few times, it kind of whets your appetite and gets excited for the record, right? So
Yeah. If you guys out there have not checked out the album, check it out. It's out.
It's time to plug it in and turn it up.
all right, yes, it's time for our plug it in segment. We've got a song here from an artist called Samson's Riddle, and the Christian hard rock band by Anthony Parma, who does the vocals and guitar. I think he's done the other instruments in the song, and now it's just a matter of finding a band to go out and tour. They've only got a few songs out right now, 3 of them. The one I'm going to pick is kind of a middle of the road song. They've got one really hardcore, heavy song, one that's kind of a ballad, and this one I'm going to pick I picked it because it's a good song, good lyrics, and it's kind of middle of the road. It's not super heavy, and it's not super light. This one is called, and as far as I know, he's only got 3 songs available on Apple, Spotify, all the streaming platforms. Hoping there's more to come out, but this one is called Here Today. So what do you think of that one, Chris?
That was all right. That was good.
Yeah, musically it's not bad. Like I said, I picked it because it was middle of the road. The lyrics are good too. It's about hanging in there. There's a lot of artists out there recognize the problems that people are going through today, and I think some of the artists are dealing with these problems themselves, and they're writing about it. And I know back in the day, though, a lot of bands would be more evangelical, saying, "Hey, yes, we got problems. You're doing this, you're doing that. Here's how we get through our problems is by putting our faith in Jesus." And I don't hear that quite so much anymore. Kind of wish I would, is all I'm trying to say, really. But musically is good. We didn't get to the solo of the song. this guy can really play guitar. His solos are really good. So definitely worth checking out. Samson's Riddle.
Awesome.
All right, on to Narnia. So a lot of bands were singing about J.R. Tolkien and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Band in Sweden there decided, hey, what about the other fellow? Let's write about C.S. Lewis, and we're going to call ourselves Narnia.
That's a funny. When I went to camp, that was the program we used to encourage kids. So I know all about the story.
Right.
So I thought that's an interesting name.
Yeah, I've known about them for a while. I knew there was a band out there with that name, and it just took me a long time to get around to checking them out. And when I started checking them out, I'm going, man, these guys are good. What were your thoughts? Like how much did you know about Narnia before I said, hey, let's do an episode?
Well, before you said the name, I'm like, what are they basing it off? The book, and if it is, I wonder what their angle is going to be like, because I mean, we could do multiple episodes on that story itself, but listening to their songs, I was pleasantly surprised. Like, wow, some songs are just wow. Like, where were you when I was a teenager? Come on.
I know. Well, that's the problem is they got started a little later for us, for you and I being teenagers anyways.
No.
Well, I wish I known about them right when they first came out, actually.
Yeah.
Would have been much better than what was being played here in North America in the 90s.
Yeah, like these guys, I mean, compliments to them. They really do rock. I mean, it's not a concert for my dad and your dad. Like it's some of those the songs that they picked. Some of their guitar openings are like, oh my gosh, and the singing is just.
Oh, I know.
Wow.
It's great. Well, we'll get into that. There's a little bit of history of Narnia. For those who don't know the band, they're a neoclassical power metal band with some melody stylings in there, melodic stylings in there. If you think of Yngwie Malmsteen, and they've been compared to Yngwie Malmsteen, there was actually even a quote where Yngwie did hear some of their music and asked him what he thought. He goes, yeah, they sound a little bit like me. So the comparison to Yngwie is there.
The comparison to who? Sorry?
Yngwie Malmsteen.
Who are they?
Yngwie, well, okay. No, Yngwie was this Swedish guy who was the speed metal player as well. He played a lot of, he was like Sweden's version of Randy Rhoads type of thing. And so, yeah, the comparisons are there. The stylings are the same. There was some power metal in their music. They kind of mix up the speed riffs with melodic riffs and all this. The band was formed in 1996 by Carl Johan Grimmark, who was on guitars. At that time, he also did the bass and the keyboards. And
wow, he's busy on stage.
Well, I think they formed a band after the record was done to go on tour with, is kind of what I got out of my research here anyways. And on vocals, he had Christian Yngwie, I believe. Hopefully I say that right. I'm not good with Swedish names.
Yeah, I was afraid of those names too when I was looking. I'm like, I don't want to touch those names.
So the two of them started this band. And yes, definitely based off of the C.S. Lewis, and they quite frequently feature a line on their artwork in reference to Aslan the Lion. Their debut was called The Awakening, which came out in 1997. And once they formed their band, they had C.J. Grimmark on guitars, Lilligren on vocals, Jacob Persson on bass, Andreas Johansson on drums, and Martin Herenstam on keyboards.
That is, wow. How he's not tired, like stepping to sleep for days after a show. Like, whoa. I guess combinations are incredible.
So, all right. So yeah, we're not going to mention every album they put out. We're just kind of hit it on the history here. In 2001, with the album Enter the Gate, the band gets a little heavier, a little more progressive. They use a little more of the minor keys, mid-tempo sounds. They still have some speed riffs in their guitar playing, not as much. And they would intersperse the speed riffs with the melodic stylings. I think it was good. It started rounding out. They definitely got heavier on Enter the Gate. 2008, Lilligren leaves, and German Pascal takes over to finish off the upcoming record, Course of a New Generation. He's really there just for that one record and leaves in 2009 after that tour. I believe he did do a few songs that appeared on the next record, which was the self-titled one, just called Narnia. And then the band takes a break from just a 4-year break from 2010 to 14. Oh, the self-titled one comes out in 2016. So a little bit off on my notes there. And their latest record is called Ghost Town. That came out a few years back in 2023. Their current lineup now contains Christian Lilligren on vocals, CJ Grimmark on guitars, Martin Herrenstein on keys, Jonathan on bass, and I didn't write down his last name, sorry, and Anders Kolefers on drums. So that's a brief history of Narnia. Well, you know what? Before we get into both our picks then, if you've got 10 songs, I want to actually do a quick run through Spotify list. If you look up Narnia and Spotify, they always do the top songs.
That's where I got
right?
mine. Yeah.
That's where you got a list. Okay. So you'll probably have the same ones on Spotify list. You can tell me where you...
So. I'll probably take one or two that you said that I don't have.
Right. But you can tell me then when we go through your picks where they were. So just quickly, and we'll talk about these songs probably because I'm sure a lot of these songs are going to appear on your list or my list. I'll just run them down. According to Spotify, from 10 to number 1 is A Crack in the Sky. Number 9 is You Are the Air That I Breathe. Number 8, Into This Game. Number 7, I Still Believe.
Yes, that's a good song. Wow.
Number 6, The War That Tore. Number 5, Long Live the King.
Yes. Oh, that was...
Number 4 is a new song. It just came out a short while ago called Aqua Viva.
No, actually, went that.
What it is, it's a Swedish version of Living Water. When you start listening to it, it's the same music, and I think the words are in Swedish. Number 3, Sail Around the World. Number 2 was the song you mentioned for your number 10, When the Stars Are Falling. And number 1 is Living Water. Did you pick a bunch of songs that you liked, Chris?
Yes, but I think I only got to the first. Hang on, let me look. I think I got to the first 2 albums.
Okay.
And then you called, and well, I guess I'm not reviewing the others. Yeah.
Oh. Well, you should have been ready like
I could have. You're right.
Days ago. I was ready like days ago.
You did what?
I said I was ready days ago.
Wow, well, that's all right. That's okay. I was ready.
All right. So what do you got for your picks?
When the stars are running.
When the stars are falling.
When the stars are falling. Oh my gosh, that rocked. That rocked my socks off. I was excited about that one. What about you? We'll do it that way. How about I have one, you have one.
Okay, well, I've got like 10 of them. Do you have 10?
Yep.
Okay. My number 10 actually off the same album, because I also asked you if you know what. So, okay, yeah. So you've said number 10 was When the Stars Are Falling. That one was
Yeah.
not on my list. I've kind of I tried to actually go through and listen to all the records, especially when I had chance to or had access to them. I don't have access to all the records now, but so I went through, listened to all the records, and kind of picked the favorites. I've got a few records of them in my collection. I've got their greatest hits, and I've got their self-titled one for Narnia. And the first one I bought from them was the remastered version of Long Live the King. So some of these songs I was familiar with, and their greatest hits. It's called Soli Deo Gloria. It's 25 years compilation. It's between 2 discs, 30 songs. Real nice package for people just getting into the band. If you discover you like the band,
Ooh.
great. It's a real nice greatest hits package. But yeah, so I had for a short time I had access to all the records, and I would listen to them decide. So my number 10 is a song called Armageddon, which comes off, of course,
of
A Generation.
That is Armageddon. I listened to it right when you called me. I was like, don't interrupt me. No.
It's a great song, isn't it?
It is. Wow. That rocks. I mean, I still don't know what it's about, but it rocks. Yeah.
Well, and you know what? I haven't listened to that one closely. This is off the album Course of a Generation, which is the one with Jermaine Pascal on the vocals. And when I was listening to it, I listened to about the first half of it pretty closely, and then things started happening, and so it kind of was playing in the background, and people were talking, and I wasn't listening to it closely. All of a sudden, this song comes on, and I'm going, what a riff. This is a great riff. So I only heard the song once, but it made my top 10.
Yeah, I know. That would have been number 1 if I didn't hear Living in Water. Like,
right.
wow.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah, like I would, if I had to share one song from them to say Narnia, it would be Armageddon.
Okay. All right. So what's your number 8, if you have a number 8?
Sail Around the World.
Okay.
I like the opening.
And we skipped one, actually. What's your number 9?
My number 9 was The King Will Come. That's a good song.
All right. That one, I don't remember how that one goes, and I've listened to quite a bit.
The King Will Come. Yeah, they wow. Like the vocalist is just incredible. I mean that song, he has to start at the top of his range at the beginning. Like, that's incredible.
Right.
Michael
Definitely.
Sweet could do that without, taking a breath.
All right. So for my number 9 was Inner Sanctum off of Desert Lightning. And, I picked this just because it started off with a good, hard driving rhythm and great song too. Really like it. It appears on the greatest hits as a live version. I should say the band's got 6 or 7 records out, studio records out. They've got a greatest hits out, and they've got a live record out, as well as a few singles and all that. So anyways, yeah, Inner Sanctum, my number 9. My number 8 is A Crack in the Sky off the record From Darkness to Light.
That was pretty cool too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's another one of these typical Narnia songs. Great heavy riff, great lead guitar work, great, just everything about it is great. Well, here is A Crack in the Sky.
That's a good song.
So that's A Crack in the Sky.
Wow. I think they left a big hole in the sky with that song. Like, wow. If somebody asked you to play a song that would say who they were, out of your list, which song would you pick?
Probably any of my top 3, and we'll get to that when I get to the top 3.
Oh, okay. Well, you already know what I would pick, right? So.
All right. So what's your number 7?
Number 7. Okay, we talked about that. The Curse of the Generation.
Okay. And number 6?
Hang on, I'm counting. Number 6 is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know my writing very well.
You gotta write better.
Yes, I don't know.
Saved or Scared? They got a song called Scared.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not bad. Didn't make my top 10, but I don't know, it's hard to argue, these lists are subjective, and whatever you like, you like. I'm not saying it's a bad song. Just doesn't make my top 10. Okay, where are we on my list here? Mine's 7 and 6. Okay, so my 7 is One Way to the Promised Land off of their self-titled one, Narnia. That's a good one. Actually, I made my list and started looking at songs that didn't make my list, going, well, some of these songs got to make the list. And even though they got quite a few records out, I tried to have a nice balance between all the records. So I've got one song off of Horse of a Generation, which was my number 10. I got one song off of Desert Land. That was my number 9. Between the rest of the 8, I balanced it out between about 3 or 4 records, actually. Oh. And
yeah, I only got my songs off of Curse of a Generation.
Okay, so they're all going to be off of that one then.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the songs are off that album. But if those songs are anything like what they can do, wow.
Oh, definitely. Well, so you're listening to basically the one vocalist, German Pascal, who came in for the one record, and you haven't even heard the other guy, and Christian's got a great voice too, put it that way.
From what album is he on?
All the other records, like I said, German Pascal was on Course of a Generation, and really just for that one. He may have done a few songs after that on the Narnia self-titled one.
Narnia self-title? Okay, I'll look at that later.
But you got to look at all the other ones, because Christian Yngwie, who was on all the other records, is a great vocalist too. So you've only listened to like part of the band if all you've heard is Course of a Generation. But what I did want to say was when I got the self-titled one, I thought this is probably their best record. But then when I started looking at my picks and started listening to the album Enter the Gate, I'm going, this is a good heavy record. So as I was saying too, I wanted to represent, balance between the different records. So one way the Promised Land had to make the list somewhere. So I had to start pulling songs off of the list to make room for other ones. So I kind of rearranged my list once or twice. Anyways, at number 6 is a song called Another World. This comes off of Enter the Gate. It has a good heavy riff to it. The riff actually, if you cranked up it's got a distortion in the gain cranked up quite high already. But it's good heavy riff. Sounds like something Metallica would play, really.
Yeah.
And at first I thought, well, it was okay. It wasn't my favorite. But then you get to the end of the song and it's got this heavy breakdown to end the song. And he just rattles off Narnia titles and it is great. I'd play a clip of that. I think the breakdown got a little long. So I didn't really have time to play that. One thing I am going to mention too, which I haven't mentioned, and I did at the start of this year, so it's been out a little while, is I used to tell people that we had a Spotify playlist. Well, we've got 2 Spotify playlists now. I've got one for all the plug it in songs that we play. If you want to listen to those songs in its entirety, you can check out our plug it in list. And I got another one now. If you search up, the Rock and Metal Faith, you should find them. And both the links are in the show notes. Instead of this super long list of everything we've played, featuring right from, I kind of cut the list down a little bit. It's still 4 hours long so far right now.
4 hours long?
Well, I'm picking songs. I'm playing songs that we played like right from the first episode up till now. And every episode I add another song or 2. So it's just going to get longer and longer. But I will throw a couple Narnia songs onto this playlist. If you want to check out music that we've had on the program, then now again, it won't be every song we've played. Okay, so definitely on this playlist anyways, we'll have Another World from Enter the Gate. It's a great song. The only thing I didn't like is I didn't like the way the solo started off. Something about the guitar tone didn't seem to come out well. I don't know what happened there. But then as he gets into it, he gets into the threat, the speed playing, and it builds up and goes. But what made this song for me was this breakdown at the end of the song. Otherwise, I was going to pick up another one from there. All right. So we're up to number 5. What's your number 5, Chris?
My number 5 is Live
in Water?
No, we did that already. I'd say Sail Around the World.
Sail Around the World. Okay, yeah. That's a good one, actually. I like that one, too.
That's a really good... I mean, all of these songs I picked, they have a great opening riff, and they all seem different.
Yeah.
Wow. They're pretty creative.
Yeah. I think a lot of them kind of follow the same format, great heavy riff, this melodic lead. Actually, a lot of it kind of reminds me of, not that they're copying, and I'm not saying they're copying them, but a lot of it reminds me of the style that Stryper did. Melodic lead on the intro, heavy riffs, behind that. And that's what Narnia does. And when you describe Narnia, it sounds like you're describing Stryper to me. So,
yeah, and I think if I understood some of the words are pretty good too. I think the song you mentioned a while ago where they were singing in the background.
Oh, that was probably Inner Sanctum.
Yeah,
because that one. Yeah, Inner Sanctum, because the version I played came off the live record. I don't have
That's why.
I don't have Desert Land, but I've got that track off the live record on the greatest hits.
Wow.
Okay. What's your number 4?
4 was we did that one. Curse of a Generation. That's good too. Curse of a Generation. I just like the way he sings that. Like, wow.
Okay. Where we go? Oh yeah, my number 5 actually comes off of the last record they did, Ghost Town. I think it's the first track on there. This is so my number 5 is Rebel off Ghost Town. So yeah, off of Ghost Town, I don't know if that was my favorite record, but starts off with a great track, Rebel, and the typical Narnia song. Great lead work again over that heavy riff going, and yeah, great song.
Wow. There really is a lot of good songs.
Oh yeah. If you only know like one album of theirs, go explore more in Narnia. If you're just getting into Narnia, or because of this episode, then go check them out. All right, my number 4 again comes off of Enter the Gate. My number 4 is People of the Blood Red Cross. Yeah, it's a great song. If you haven't heard that, go check that one. Well, as we get into a top 5, all the way up to the top 1, hey, they're hitting our top 1, our top 5, so worth checking out, I'd say. But just a typical Narnia song. And yeah, I think you brought up the vocals. Like, if Christian on vocals, man, is incredible, and he's got a great, powerful metal voice. And when he wants to slow it down and sing the slower songs, he can do that too. Maybe not as high range as some of the other vocalists
he can
out
scream,
there, but
okay. If our fans out there want to learn how to belt, listen to this guy. He can.
There you go.
Wow, like he really comes from your gut, right? It's not from your throat; it's from your gut.
Yeah, and you know what? He belts it out like with a powerful voice, but at the same time, he's still got the melody in the voice. He's not like the metalcore guys that just shout it out or belt it out, and that's all they're doing is shouting. He's still singing at the top of his lungs at the same time.
That's a true vocalist to be able to do that.
Yeah. So yeah, Narnia is a great band all around. I think they're a great bunch of guys.
If our fans haven't figured it out, you guys should find Narnia, download all their music, all their CDs, buy their shirts, and it's all good. And let them know that the guys from the Rock and Metal Faith podcast told you to do it. We don't mind taking the rap for that.
Actually, one thing before we get into our top 3, one thing I was going to say too, you keep listening to Chorus of Generation, which had German Pascal on last episode, and I didn't plan this out very well. I should have done it this episode instead of last one, but last episode on our Plug It In episode, we actually played a brand new song from German Pascal, who is, after quite a while now, has put out a solo record. So that's worth checking out too. Musically, it's different than Narnia. It's more straight power metal, double kick bass all the way through, and just heavy, fast guitar riffs all the way through. Not so much melodic leads or even fast speed playing like Yngwie Malmsteen. Still good stuff though. We're down to the top 3. So instead of going back and forth, what's your top 3? What's your number
Mine
3?
would have been Water, Living Water, When the Stars
Okay.
Are Falling.
When the star, you already said that one.
Well, you were asking what my top 3 were.
Yeah.
And Armageddon.
Well, you were supposed to start from. Okay, you. All right. So you put Armageddon then at 1?
Yeah. Oh, I love
Yeah,
that
okay.
Armageddon song. I'm going to go listen to it after the show again. That's just awesome.
All right. Well, like I said, I tried to spread my picks out through the records. Number 4 was off Into the Gate. Number 3, 2 and 1 come off different records. Number 3, Living. This is off of their almost their signature record, Long Live the King.
Yeah, that's their first one. Yeah.
That's not their first one, no. The Awakening was their first one. This may have been their second one, I think. And they still play, I think, a lot of songs off of this one. This is almost like their signature top-selling record, I think. After that. But yeah, Living Water is one of the best on there. There's a lot of great songs on there. Actually, when I was listening through the greatest hits, there's a lot of songs off of Long Live the King on the greatest hits record. So that says something about that record. And Living Water, great song, great lyrics too, talking all about coming to faith and the power of Christ in us, like living water. And the typical song of theirs as well, with melodic lead and speed playing. All right, number 2 for me is You Are the Air I Breathe off of Darkness to Light.
I was liking one.
You're the meaning, on you I'm leaning. You're the reason why I'm breathing. Every morning, a new dawning. Every day, another drawing. You have given, I have taken. You sacrificed, though I've forsaken. Always learning, always yearning for your love forever. Reaching for you. You are the air that I breathe. You are the truth that I seek. I believe in you. I've been searching, I've been wanting.
So there you go. Yeah, You Are the Air I Breathe. Great song.
That production to get the background vocals like that, wow. That's pretty cool. That sounded very cool.
Yeah, and you had mentioned on the list, I Still Believe, whatever, that I think comes off the same record as The Air I Breathe off Darkness to Light.
Oh,
Both those are great
okay.
songs. I
Yeah.
have to double check that which ones come off of where, actually. But both those are great songs. It's just that I like The Air I Breathe a little bit better than I Still Believe.
I could see why. Yeah.
And both of them have a similar sound stylistically too. So it's almost like, I don't know, apples to apples, apples to oranges. I don't know how you compare them. They are, I think it's just a matter of preference between those two songs, really. Not saying one is bad, one's good. Just which one do you happen to like better? And I happen to like this one better. All right. So now we're up to my number 1, which is actually a song I played on a Plug It In segment a while back or before. I know I was going to play it today, but I know I've played it before. This song really just kicks ass. It's off their self-titled one, the Narnia record, called "Reaching for the Top." Great heavy riff to start off the song. It's really just a great hard rock song. But yeah, "Reaching for the Top" from Narnia. So, and I don't have a clip for that one.
Oh, I was expecting it. Come on, I was bracing myself. I was ready.
It's a great song. And that's about it for our top picks on Narnia. So before we go, maybe we encourage you guys to respond to this episode, leave a comment. If you can't leave comments, drop an email. Have you heard Narnia before? Did you know of them before? Do you have a favorite song, favorite record of theirs? Let us know what you think. And you can check out all the stuff on the stream stuff. You can check us out on the Facebook group. Don't forget to share this episode out if you liked it, and keep spreading the word. That's actually probably better than leaving comments. Spread the word and tell others about it.
It would be really, really cool to our fans out there if the guys in Sweden could send us like maybe a live shot, a video of them in concert. That would be awesome. Doesn't have to be an hour long, like 5 minutes.
I'm sure there's clips out there on YouTube of them live.
Right.
I actually haven't looked for them.
That's true.
But
That's true. But still, from a fan perspective, that would be cool.
Actually, before we get into our I was going to play this at the beginning. I suppose I could too. This is the solo from Living Water.
To all those who are operating heavy machinery.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us for upcoming episodes. God bless and keep on rocking.